Pechstein with Move Into Action, and welcome to your monthly Think Drink Life Management Coaching video. Today we're continuing our segment, and what we're talking about specifically in this section of the trainings is that the status quo has got to go. But yet we find so many times in our lives the status quo is all we have time to give. So when we can take our lives and the things that we're involved in and everything that we're doing in our days, and we can go beyond what the status quo is, and we can give a little bit extra, if we can find the time to do that, then we find that things start falling into place. We find that we might be able to get that promotion. We find that our lives and our relationships and the different things that we work on and encounter on a daily basis are taking on a whole new meaning, and things are really starting to happen with them. And why? Because we're putting extra effort into them. We're not just doing the bare minimum. We're actually giving more than what's required, and we're able to get further and to do more and to get better results out of the things that we're doing. And that is what's so important about going beyond what the status quo is. I know a lot of talk today is about the status quo. And when I think about it, in a lot of conversations that I have, especially with employers and people of that nature in that industry, what they say is that, well, if I could just get somebody to give me more than what was required, it would be so great. Well, what we're finding a lot of times is it's not that people don't want to give more than what's required. What happens is they're not able to. They are so taxed. Their time is all accounted for. Their energy is pushed beyond the normal demands of what the human body can many times handle. And they're mentally fatigued. They're burnt out. They get very tired. Now, this is where life management comes in. And it can be an important tool to these individuals, whether it be in a business, whether it just be to people in a community, whether it be people in your church that you're just finding are exhausted and they just don't have any more to give. All they can do is just the minimum, because honestly, it's all they have left. Now, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes there are individuals that they just don't put a lot of energy into something. Sometimes we'll have an individual that just doesn't care. And that does happen. However, what we find most of the time is people really do care. They want to be involved. They want to serve. They want to give. They're just taxed to the max. So this is where we begin with this life management training and this segment. Now, I don't have time to go into the whole workshop now because it is a 2 to 3 hour process. Those are available online if you're interested in them. If not, at this point, what I want to do is break down a few things for you so that you can start to do more than the status quo, where you can do more, get more done, because you might start doing less and really bring your focus into what is important to you. So let's go ahead and take a look at this now. Some of the life areas that are affected. You've got health, we have our finances, we have our career, our relationships. Spirituality is another one. Rest and relaxation, entertainment, self-improvement, and even community. Individuals want to be involved in their communities many times. It's important to them. So it's not a matter of saying which of these 9 life areas is the most important to me. Well, you know what? The truth is they're all important to us. We don't want to make one of these more important than the other right now. We want to say they're all important. So the thing that we need to start doing is to look at each life area and say, what can I do in order to gain more time? Am I doing too much in this life area? Is what I'm doing causing me to only be able to give just so much? Am I just giving what the status quo would be? Is there a way that I could do a little bit more if I was doing less? Do I need to be focused on all the things that I'm focused on? Do I need to keep doing all of these things? Can I narrow it down, find my focus, and do more than the status quo? In my life areas, what has got to go so that I can do more than just the status quo? When we look at it, when we start breaking it down, we might see areas where we could gain time, because maybe some of the things that we're doing we no longer need to be doing. Maybe they are not a priority for us. Maybe it's something that we could let go. And then when we're not focused on 9 million things, we can focus on 1 or 2 things and do them extremely well. So where in your relationships could you do this? Where in your spiritual life could you do this? Where with your health could you do this and really make it work for you? These are some of the things over the next couple of weeks that we are going to spend time going over in depth. We're going to break them down, and then we're going to section them out So next month we're going to cover the personal life area, all the areas within our personal, our life areas there. Where can we start focusing and spending our time so that we can do more than the status quo? Then we're going to look at our public life areas, things where we're out in community, where we're serving and things like that. We're going to go through the same process with that so that we can also determine what we can do in those life areas. So we're going to break it out. We're going to get focused and specific, but for now I want you to think of the 9 as a whole. This month, spend the next 30 days thinking about the things that you're doing on a regular basis. Think about what you're giving. Think about how you're doing. Are you doing just the status quo? Is it an attitude? Is it an issue of attitude that you're doing the status quo? Or is it an issue of having too much to do, that's all you're able to do is just give the status quo? Is it something that you need to change? Is it something that maybe you want to improve upon? If you're giving all you have and you're good with that, then this might be something you just want to keep for another time, and that's fine. Everybody's different. We all have different priorities, and our lives change as the seasons roll around. So consider that as well. If you have any questions, join me online, send me an email, contact me, spend some time in the group, reflect over these questions, and we will see you next month. Thanks, and have a great day.